Oh, listen, I love them all. Give me all of the milk tart. I am here for that. But now it's time for us to introduce to you to our performer. And after teasing fans with new music, Liam Berger has finally released his debut EP, Wide Awake, across all digital platforms. Now, Liam Berger has fans indulge in, singles such as Falling Apart, The Middle, as well as recently Running from his EP. And today he is making his Expresso debut, also bringing out a complete 7-track debut EP, which is currently out, and fans will be excited to discover that other earlier popular singles, Take It Slow, as well as When I Met You, as well as all of these are included in that EP. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, here is a sneak peek of Liam Berger.
I'm waking up and I'm 1,000 miles from where I wanna be. And all the stillness in my brain, I'm full of constant fears and pain, but that's okay. A broken heart of a life that's
How does it feel seeing yourself and hearing yourself?
It's so weird. I mean, just being here is quite strange, and now watching myself on TV is crazy. So.
Well, you have worked hard. So the first time I met Liam, there was a singing competition that the winner got to open a music festival, and you were that person that won that spot, got to open in front of a couple of thousand people, and now you have your first EP. How does that all feel?
I can tell you, it's been absolutely incredible. I mean, from 2020 to now, if you told me I would have released my first EP, been sitting here on Expresso chatting about it, I wouldn't have believed you. So it's been super, super quick, and I'm trying to catch up.
You're trying to catch up. And you know what? That is always quite the thing with life happens so fast, you sometimes don't have a moment to just pause and really reflect. But what I think is quite beautiful, and you can't see it right now, is your dad was there at your first performance.
He was.
And he is here today behind the camera, supporting you all the way. How's it been for you having that family support?
Well, I mean, it's been absolutely incredible. Without my family support and the support of my friends, I definitely wouldn't have ever started doing music. I mean, when I first started playing guitar, it was like a proper fluke. I started learning on a toy guitar. My parents thought it was crazy. And then I played my first open mic nights, and then they're like, okay, well, maybe we can...
Our son's got talent. Well, we've actually got to show you proud dad behind the scenes, filming his son. There we go. You know, it is so special. It's such a beautiful thing. And when it comes to your unique sound, I know when, especially you start out, you do covers, and people get a nice... Because it's a familiar song, people get to really hear your take and your voice on a song. But how would you now describe your own sound?
So, I mean, my own music is very much influenced by the people that I looked up to. I mean, I grew up listening to bands like Mumford & Sons, Passenger, Ed Sheeran, and Coldplay. So I would say that I pretty much learned how to write songs by listening to their music and the way they said things. So my music is pretty much about experiences that I've had or that my friends have had, and yeah, just putting them out almost like little snapshots of portions of my life. And the EP is pretty much from winning that competition to where I am now.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing so far. So.
And it has been amazing. I mean, you've also collaborated with DJ Kosher, who we've had on the show quite a few times. We hear your song that the two of you have collaborated on, The Sound of Silence, constantly on the radio. And I think it was also the most Shazammed song at one stage.
It was, yes.
It was. How was that collaboration? Because I know Karl had also a bit of an influence there, getting the two of you to work together.
So pretty much this whole thing started because I had an interview with Karl on the radio with my single Falling Apart, and he said, oh, you must try and do a dance song. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, no, I'll do a dance song. And then pretty much 10 minutes after the interview, DJ Kosher messaged me, and I was like, hey, let's get in the studio. A week later, because Colin does a lot of things with covers. He did Zombie and Kiss Me, and he said, what cover would you like to do? So I thought I'd do something very different, and it's one of the songs that I sang at the show that you were at, Sound of Silence, and it's absolutely amazing, and it's just like gone insane. So I'm super, super happy I've done it.
Yeah.
And it's actually all thanks to Karl. So.
You know what? That's what we have to do. We have to look out for the local talent and really just give them those platforms that they deserve because you've worked hard. And you know what? Your EP, Wide Awake, you've also got, it's one of the tracks on the EP. What is Wide Awake all about?
So Wide Awake, I wrote a bunch of songs with DJ Kosher and recorded it at Kosher Studios. And I wasn't planning on putting them out as an EP. And I went through quite a rough patch after coming off the high of playing at the festival, going into lockdown, releasing my first song. And I went and met a fellow musician who had been quite successful about 10 years ago. And I told him all of the issues that I had. And he said, you know what, man, it's okay not to be okay. And I wrote down all of the things that I thought were stopping me from achieving what I wanted to achieve. And I turned it into a song. And the reason why I called it Wide Awake is just because during the process of writing that song, for the first time ever, I realized the type of musician I wanted to be and the type of person that I wanted to be in the future. So I thought it was only fitting to call the album that, or the EP that too, because every single song kind of runs through the same vein. It's all about experiences, about me trying to overcome things, and about my friends. So.
And also you kicking off your music career in one of the hardest times ever for all musicians and all artists in a global pandemic. So you must be very proud of yourself. We are super excited to hear Liam Burger perform. So you at home, don't go anywhere. Make sure you stream and support him. Wide Awake, it is available on all digital platforms. But Liam's not going anywhere. He's got a few performances for you coming your way.